your laptop unless you want it. You can ask for it. So Solo is the name of the program. So think of it as like Microsoft Office, and then these underneath things are like the Microsoft Word, the Excel, so they're like the branches out from it. So this is going to help you organize a paper if you need to. If you want to use a graphic organizer, and then you can go in and you can type everything for you. So what we can, here's how you find it. So under here, when on the computer labs, there's a folder that says Solo. And you open it up and it comes with all the information. It looks like one of these little folders. But on mine, I went to my start programs and I found it here. If you can't find it on either place, a good way to find is to search. You can just type in Solo or Draft Builder. Okay, the one that we use is Draft Builder. So open up Draft Builder. And I want to write a paper. So you give your kids your topic. So my topic is going to be, this is shocking, the Steelers. Okay? So that's my topic. And it also will, and then my subtopic, so I want to know, my subtopic is like where. Where is it located? Now, this is where the differentiation can come in for your students, because what I've done with my kids, I do this. I lead this all for them because it's a little bit too hard for them to all do it. But you can give as much information as you want, and you can give as little information as you want. So if I had a struggling writer, and I wanted to just fill out this, and I wanted them to answer these questions, I could just type in the subtopics. So where, and then you hit enter, and another subtopic comes in, and I want to say championships. There's 6, by the way, in case you want to know. And it talks to you, if you can hear. And then whatever else you want to say, uniforms. Okay. Uniforms. So my kid is a really good writer. Here you go. I'm going to print this off. Here's a graphic organizer, and you give them your directions. I want you to write 3 sentences, whatever, and then they go. But now you have those struggling writers. And you bring them over and you conference with them. And we're going to talk about the Steelers, and we're going to say where. But then I need you to tell me the subtopic. So what I do is I hit enter, and then I go up here, and these buttons are orange, and it's just like an indent button, and now it becomes yellow. So that's my subtopic underneath where. So then I type in, you can choose to type in, again, as much as you want or as little as you want. So if I think that they can write a whole sentence, they are located in Pittsburgh, then that's fine. If not, then if I just want to write Pittsburgh, then that's it, and we're moving on. Okay? Now, I hit enter, but oh, I don't want that. So all you do is you highlight it, and you delete it, and it's gone. Okay? Now, I want to tell you more information under Pittsburgh, because I have to give you more information. That's another enter, and that's another indent. Now it becomes pink. So then they know that now I need more information under there. Like you have to give me a fact about when they became the team or something. So you have that kid. You move on with him, and everything's good. Now I have my really strugglers who can't come up with words, who can't do anything on their own. So there's a way that you can create your own list of words and the whole word bank and everything for them. So what you have to do is, this is the draft builder is this part, and now we're going to wake up co-writer. And it says right here, it's the little icon with a cloud. You wake up co-writer. And that's all within this. You don't have to go anywhere else for that. Okay, so here's co-writer. See this little arrow? I click on this little arrow. And there, I'm going to show you, we'll come back to this, but there's a whole ton of topics, okay? But I don't see Steelers on here, so I go back and I create my own topic. So I create my own topic. I'm going to type in Steelers. Now, this text box comes up. What I'm allowed to do is go to any Microsoft Word or any document or any website, as long as it's no pictures, so it has to all be text rich, and I'm going to copy and paste what I want them read. So let's say I'm going to go to my Wikipedia page. Oops. And I'm going to the Steelers Wikipedia page. I highlight what I want. And you right click, you copy, then you go back, you right click, you paste. All this information comes up, okay? And then I'm going to click create. Now, what happens is I go in and I manage my, I'm going to see if my, see if my topics are in here. So here's the Steelers. They're back. So then I go up to word bank. This is like the aha moment. All the words from that box that I copied and pasted come up. Now, over here, as you can see, it's all words, but it's not words like articles or anything like that. It's just like the main points of the words. But I don't want all words. I just want my kids to do nouns, so I can filter through nouns.
Sure.
Then I want verbs, but see, there's not many verbs, so it depends on the writer that you have. Now, here's all my words, but I don't want that many words, so I'm gonna slide it, and it's going to give me less words. But then I have a kid can handle it, so I'm gonna slide it, and it's gonna give me more words. Okay. You can have it as a list, or you can have it as a cloud. See, it kind of looks different, and then the list looks all the same, uniform. Okay, so now I have this. This is great. I want to show this while my kids are writing. So I click show while my kids are writing. I do this fancy arrow, and I turn it back around. And I just minimize that. Oops, I'm sorry, just kidding. Now, while I'm typing up here, my word bank is down here. So the kids can go and they can look to see how you spell things, whatever you want. Because you've already made it as big as small, with the nouns, the verbs, whatever you want it to do. And now you can say, hey, use your word list and get some of these words, and we're going to put them in and help fill in the answers with here. Oh, you can't find this? Now let's go and make another document. And then you would name it like Steelers 2, and then they can go in and find that. Okay. So, and as you can hear, it talks to you as you write. And if you say it wrong, if you type in something wrong, it'll say it wrong as well. And so the kids can figure that out too. Wow, I spelled that wrong. I need to go fix it. You can also shut off the sound completely. If you don't want them to have any sound, forget it. And there's a little bit of background on this. It used to be an IEP thing. A lot of kids just knew about the special ed. So now, like I said, they put it all out for everybody to use, and anybody can use it. This is good for your kids on like tier 1, 2, and 3, the ones that have trouble writing. You can also do this together as a writing lesson to just show them how to write, how to organize. So after I'm done with all of this, I want to go back in.
Tell them what that box is, Melanie. The one that you just closed.
The text.
The spelling box.
The co-writer.
Isn't that what it is?
Yes. There's a spelling box here that has, when you type a word in, it will predict. It will word predict if you need that. And then they can hear it because it talks to you. They can click on which one that they want. Oh, teen, but I was just kidding. I wanted then. So then they say, oh, they scroll down and they find it, and then they put in then there. Now, there's a note section. So up here, so this is the outline. That's pretty self-explanatory. Then the note section. This is where I can go take my strugglers and conference with them. And I can click up here. It says add a note. And I can start writing. I can say, the Steelers
are located in Pittsburgh.
Okay, so
The Steelers are located in Pittsburgh.
it reads it to you. You can slow speech down, you can get rid of speech, you can change the voice, that's all in there. This information that I give you has all that information in there. You can also change background colors. So some kids with visual perception problems can't handle this white and black because it bleeds, it goes in together. So you can make it hot pink and black letters. or you can make it yellow and blue letters, whatever works for them so they can see that. So now I have this information. When I'm done, I click OK. And there's a 1 next to this because this tells me that I wrote my notes about it. Again, differentiation. If you just want to write a couple words for kids, or if you want to write a whole sentence for kids to copy, then you can do whatever you need to do. So when you're all done, kids individually or teacher, you decide that you want to print it because you want them to write from it. So when you go into print, you have a choice. You can print just the outline, you can print all of these, or just whatever you want, the notes, the outline, everything. So what I did for my class was I printed out the ones that we had to write notes about and write everything in. I highlighted what they had to write because they'll just copy everything. So if you go through and you talk about you're not going to write just Steelers, you need to write the whole sentence or something. So we would go through and highlight it, and then they would write it on their paper. And I wanted to show you in co-writer here. It's not, in my world it is all about the Steelers, but in school we have to learn different things. So there's a whole selection of this, and we're going to look at the topics.
Dictionary list.
I mean, it goes on forever. It speaks to you. You can go through just the topics of what you want. You can just look through them all. It's up to you. You're writing some. I know Frederick Douglass is in here for 3rd grade, and then all that information comes up, like we did with the word thing with create your own with the Steelers. All of his information about Frederick Douglass comes up, and you can use that as a word bank to go in and write your paper.
Will you show us back on the draft builder where it said tree? What does the concept look like?
Mhm.
Concept view.
Just
Can they
look at it.
click and drag and move those around?
Yes, you can too. That's another thing. You can click and drag and move these things that you want. If you would do everything over here before you do it over there. So you do all of your work moving things. You can add and delete here, and then it shows up over there. And like I said, if you just wanted to choose to print out this section, you can print out the concept map.
A concept map. You could spread them out, and they could write right on there.
Right. And then if you wanted to see both, it's up to you. You can print out whatever you need to do. Now this card right here is called a quick card, and this the lady who trained us, she says she laminates them and has her kids bring them to the computer lab because they can read it and it's exactly what you need to get to the point. This is a nice editor's checklist that you can use for the kids. Like my document makes sense, and then there's 5 steps in here to go figure out how does it make sense, and that's where it speaks so you can hear it. And then it's all in complete there's one complete sentences, and it tells you how you go figure that out, and it does it for you. And then this is kind of like the manual. This is when you have a lot more time to go read through it and there's more information. But this quick card will really get you in some, like if you have questions, this is the best one to use. This also is, if you have any students in your class that do have an IEP, they are allowed to get it at home. It has to be written in their IEP, and they have to have a disc, and the parents can get trained on it. There's training. They can get trained on it, and they can do it at home and carry over and do their homework at home if they need to. So like I said, anybody can use it. If you have any questions and need more, I went to a training, it was a half a day, and so there was a lot more information. It's a lot to tell you in 15 minutes, but this is just kind of the overview that it helps with writing, because I know especially in my class, writing is very hard. It's like pulling teeth sometimes, but to see this and have this out for them and to figure it out, and then you can just do what you need for each kid. Like you can leave it blank or you can write it all out for them, and they can help you. And then, of course, the goal is for them to get to do it on their own, but we are just starting this, so.
Good morning, teachers. It is now 9:20.
So let me know if you want to set up,
rotation.
when you're doing the
You will be
famous
there
people
till
or whatever, I can
9:45.
come help you, show you, whatever. Thank you.
Thanks, Melanie.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure.